Hey, Mr. Humble.
Hello there, how are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
Well, as you can see, what I'm here doing inside of the garden is pretty much maintenance. You know, one of the thing is with having a garden, one of the thing is we have to keep up on making sure we take care of all the weed inside the garden. But what I've done, I probably haven't weed probably in about 2 weeks now.
Mm.
And we have been getting quite a bit of rain, and I just want to take this opportunity right here to come on in because oftentimes I get asked the question, how do you keep your garden so weed free? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to break down a few of the tips that I do here on the homestead just to make sure that our gardens stay fairly clean. And one of the things is, guys, go ahead and invest in a hoe. All right, this hoe right here comes in really handy. I use this hoe probably about 90% of the time here in the garden whenever I am weeding, especially in between my rows of that nature. As you can see, guys, how easy that is. All right, and look at the motion. I am upright while I am here scraping these weeds, pretty much to get rid of them out of the garden. One of the key thing is inside of the garden, guys, you want to make sure you get the weeds out of your garden before they start putting on seed heads, because if you allow those weeds to go to seed, you will be dealing with this generation of weed next year all over again inside of your garden. So as you all can see right here, how clean this garden is. Every time I come on inside of my garden, and if I'm even just doing some work, or even if I'm just passing by and I see a weed in the garden, what I go ahead and do, guys, I go ahead and pull it if I don't have my hoe handy with me. Now, most of the time inside of these garden beds right here, one of the thing is, it is easier to come on in and just pull those weeds just like that, because the soil is so real nice and loose to where these weeds will give way really easy, and we just pull them on up. Sometimes I'll go ahead, throw them back inside of the walkway, and what will happen, the sun will go ahead and dry them on out. So it's pretty much like pull and drop. Now, right here in this area, if it's going to be a rainy day, I would go ahead, pull those weeds and rake them on up, and I will throw them out of the garden, because with that rain coming, it can cause these weeds to start putting roots back on, and then you would have to deal with these weeds later on down again. Now, also another method that I do use here inside of the garden to control weeds, guys, I will go ahead and I will use tarping. Okay, so what that does, it pretty much solarize the weed, and also if there is any weed seed that is up on the surface, what that tarp also does, it make the soil temperature just right to where those seed heads, those seeds will go ahead and start germinating. And what happened once they germinate, the sun will come and solarize those seeds that just germinated underneath the tarp. Plus, they don't have any way to get sunlight to, create that photosynthesis for that weed to go ahead and grow anyway. So that is also a win-win. So if you don't really want to come on in and use a hoe, you can always put a tarp down. But guys, maintenance of taking care of the weed in your garden is very, very important, especially with our row garden here. We don't want weeds to compete with our veggie crops that we have planted on out. Okay, so I pray that that right there do answer your question. Now, if you notice what I'm doing here, I am just simply going ahead and just scraping these weeds right here. Okay, all the way taking the heads off. I'm going far down enough to make sure I'm cutting it to where that it won't germinate back up. Okay, so And that is pretty much, guys, how I keep my garden weed free. Okay, like I said, if I see it, pull it, because if you leave it and let it go to seed, your garden will pretty much be overtaken by weeds. All right, so that is pretty much it right there. I just wanted to come in real quick, make it real nice, short and sweet, just a quick little Q&A. So nonetheless, guys, that right there is it. I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. Remember, you keep a smile on your face, you be happy, and you be cheerful, and you be blessed. Until next time, I will catch you all in another video. And like I said, right now I'm doing some weeding because, hey, it has been 2 weeks now since I've touched weeds in the garden. Now have a blessed day.